I'd like to call this meeting of the Community Police Review Board to order. Could we have a roll call?
Yes. Downing.
Here.
Jensen.
Here.
McConnell.
Here.
Meckes.
Here.
Remington.
Here.
Townsend.
Here.
And Vanderbeck does not. Okay.
Okay, the first thing we're going to look at is whether we are going to approve the consent calendar. And that will include the minutes of May 9th meeting, and then the police review of 300, use of force, identity theft, 332, and body armor, 1012.
Make a motion to approve the consent calendar.
I will not be able to attend the August 8th meeting.
I will not either.
Okay. So we will. That'll come up.
That comes up later. That comes up later.
Okay, yeah.
I second the motion.
Do we have any discussion regarding the consent calendar? Okay. In that case, we'll move on to public comment. I want to remind everybody that we cannot respond. The board cannot make comments, and they may not ask questions. We'll hear you and try to get back to you.
So at this point, there is no one,
Okay.
no public on. Well, unless you had something to say about that.
You don't want to say anything? Okay.
No, I just, I'm wanting to get more involved in community events, and the Police Review Board is this one I'm especially interested in. So.
We appreciate your patience with this process. We did Zoom before, but this is a little bit new, so.
Yeah, it is new for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it was Zoom only. I don't think we've ever done the hybrid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And then I need staff roll call again.
Yes. Jensen.
Aye.
We're approving the
Yep.
consent. Yep.
Yep.
McConnell.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yes.
Meckes.
Yes.
Remington.
Yes.
Townsend.
Yes.
Downing.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to bring up new business, and we can only discuss items that are listed here. And the first one is the public forum discussion, and it has your name by there.
So yeah, we're supposed to be doing 2 a year now. What was it, May? Or April? When did we do the last one? April, thank you.
Time flies.
So I just figured we should get the next one scheduled. Look about 6 months out from, yeah, so that's us, what, October?
Need to do it before it snows, and before too late in the fall when it'll be pouring rain.
I say, I move we move it to Florida during that time.
Are you
My wife
serious?
won't let me go. Well, you can take her.
No, he's not.
Out of order.
I'm sorry.
I think last time we stuck with the Tuesday 5:30 time too, didn't we? Just a different week, like the week before or
It's okay.
something. I could do October 3rd or 10th. Oh, no, wait, we have meeting 10th. Sorry, October 3rd or 17th.
Both work for me. Good for me.
Do you want to have one more meeting before? Do you know what I mean?
Say that again.
Do you want to wait until after the 10th so that we at least have one more meeting before the forum?
What we're talking about? October.
Right. No, what I'm saying is if you did October 3rd,
Oh, one more
Yeah,
in
yeah,
October.
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, so you can kind of do a run. I mean, we do a
Yeah.
run through anyway, but it would be in September, and then you would go.
I'd agree with that. I think the later of the October dates would be.
17th it is.
Okay.
October 17th seems like a good time. Are
Does
we
it
going
work
to
for
keep it at
Pat?
5:30?
Yeah, that's important, otherwise you're coming.
Hey, staff. We're going to keep it on the 17th at 5:30?
Sounds good to me.
Library, right?
You need a motion.
Thank you, Mandy.
Do you need a motion?
I need a motion.
Okay.
Move to schedule our second public forum for October 17th at
I'll
5:30.
second that.
So I will check with the library again, unless you would rather,
Pardon?
the library again? Is that where you want to have it?
Yeah, that was nice.
Same cookies.
Do you have any input you'd like
I
to
don't.
give? No?
I think they're a good idea.
Okay. Then staff, I need a roll call again.
McConnell,
Yes.
Mekis,
Yes.
Remington,
Yes.
Townsend,
Yes.
Downing,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
All right, under new business, I'm turning it over to Melissa since your name's there. Timing of board position nominations. Right now, it's in October, the first meeting in October.
Doesn't your
So, discussion, please.
I think the reason I had just brought it up because I was trying to keep up with when do we need to do the nominations, and I know that your term was getting ready to expire,
That last term.
your last term.
Yeah.
So
I'm here
I was going
now.
to ask if you
Oh, you were appointed again.
do you want to share with the board? You've been appointed, reappointed
Yeah.
for another 3 years. Did you get it?
It's your turn. Gosh, I should know this.
I don't think we can change our
20,
directive.
26, 27?
We'd have to
Terms are
get
for
permission
4
from
years,
council.
So there was that staggered in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the part I wasn't sure,
Yeah.
so we'll come back. So that's why I originally brought it up last meeting, because just the concern that if you hadn't put in for the
If I'd be,
position again, you changed your mind, and then, we talked at the last meeting about it being October, so,
I didn't know if you were trying to change it to
No.
the way the terms run.
No,
You know,
we
the
just-
terms, so like her term will start July 1. The one she was just reappointed to, so I didn't know if you were.
do all the terms, they all start July?
You do now, yeah, you're all on the
We
same.
do now. I mean, I wonder about that, just, it could be an issue just for positions. I mean, it used to be, just that we could potentially have a 4-month period that we, might have an issue.
do I have any other discussion from the board? What are you thinking?
Are you asking me?
Well, you're one of the board members. Yeah, I'd like some input, how the rest of you feel, whether you want to keep it the same or stagger it, or we don't have a motion yet.
So whether we want to change it so it runs also with the actual terms, the board members' terms, or leave the position, the nominations. If you remember, we nominate a month ahead of time. We have a nominating committee, and we do that, and then the position would change in October. But that's a little bit out of sync.
Well, it's kind of good because you have new voices coming in. Everybody doesn't come at one time and leave at one time. And we'd have to go to city council to have them approve it.
I guess the question I would have is, the way we have it, are there any problems that we need to deal with?
I don't think we've run into it yet, but I think Melissa's right in that it could potentially create a problem. Like if Jerry was chair and Jerry hadn't applied for another term, Jerry would be leaving,
And then we'd be with
and who's our chair? So then it's just, do we have special elections in that case, or special nominations rather? If and when that happens, is there already something written in for that scenario? I don't recall ever seeing anything.
So I can read you what's in the bylaws right now. So when you're talking about officers, so chairs and vice chair persons being elected, it says that they'll be elected by a majority of the members as soon as practicable after formation of the board, and thereafter annually at the first regular meeting in October each year. If an election of officers shall not be held at such meeting, such election shall be held as soon as thereafter is convenient. So, in October, if Jerry, if you hadn't continued, or let's say at the end of yours you don't, that gap period, that does create a question mark. But I'd say if you read into the as soon as practicable after formation of the board, or if we've got a new board, so to speak, with new members, there's a possibility that Pat could read that as saying, hey, you can take the election earlier. But we can clear that up with Pat and get his input if you'd like me to. Now, if you were to change your bylaws, that's going to require an amendment process. It requires a majority vote in favor of an amendment, but then it's not effective until the city council approves. So there's a process there if you did want to change that. But I can definitely check with Pat Ford about how he interprets that and to know if there's actually an issue right now that needs to be fixed, as Mr. Townsend mentioned. So.
And I kind of like the staggered appointments, because when I came on, Orwell was on, and then David was the chair, and I just learned a lot from them. And to put 7 new people in here,
Well, that's not what we're
No.
talking about.
Yeah, that's not what
though.
we're talking about.
We're
So
just
I
talking.
think we wouldn't necessarily have to change the date of the election for chair to line up with the appointment times. We could just add a sentence or two that says, in the case that a chair leaves before, October, then there would be a special
I think it
election
says
to
that.
replace them.
Well,
It kinda says that.
Yeah, there's one about a vacancy specifically.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah,
So if there's a
okay.
vacancy
Okay.
because of death, resignation, removal, disqualification, or other cause, shall be filled by members for the unexpired portion of the term. So for that 4 months,
Or whatever, we can pick
you
anybody.
can pick someone new.
If something were to happen and the chair left, wouldn't the vice chair step in?
Yeah.
Right, but we could still,
That's what-
but we could still vote in another.
Yeah, that was the only reason I brought it up at the last meeting. I was concerned about the date seemed a little arbitrary now, and what would happen if, I think at that point in time,
I didn't know yet.
you didn't know, so it was more, hey, do we need to talk about this? With that, I think that addresses the
Yeah.
issue,
So do I.
if there's a vacancy, and I don't know that it's worth the
So
addition of going back.
I thought we'll imply, we haven't had any problem. I think we should continue with the system. It would be really convoluted to change the bylaws and change the rules every time. So if there is a problem, we can take a vote to replace a person who's there. We have a vice chair that's for that purpose. So why don't we just continue the way we did and just avoid the whole bureaucracy.
And I'd just like to point out that we do serve at the pleasure of the council. They make the assignments and that kind of thing. And that's how I originally was put on the board, because someone else was kicked off because they weren't attending. And so that's how I got on.
Yeah, my feeling about it is that if we were to do that, that we would be anticipating what would happen and trying to put something in place. But what we have to do that is it creates a big ripple, so my thing is, do we want to, open that jar?
Okay, so
Oh, yeah, I
move
think-
the previous questions.
Yes.
Let's go on.
Can you state the previous question?
I moved the previous question, which means that we have to move on to the next
The
agenda.
next
No, and-
So I
item.
think she actually needs a motion, so if the motion is to leave
So we just move.
it as is.
I would move that we leave things just as they are.
I'll second that.
All right. Have a vote, please.
We don't have anyone from the public, so yes, we can move on with that. Meckes?
Yes.
Remington?
Yes.
Townsend?
Yes.
Downing?
Yes.
Jensen?
Yes.
McConnell?
Yes. Okay. Did you have anything you wanted to say? No, okay. Old business. If there are any new items, we'll put it on the agenda for next time. But does anyone have any more values for the police, the core values for the police?
Are you asking me? or-
No, it's
So,
actually
well, I
for
brought,
this
so I
group.
brought the tentative, what the chief has now. Do you want me to read these out?
Sure.
Okay. So number 1, dedication to public safety. 2, respect for human rights and dignity. Accountability, fairness and impartiality. Community service and partnership. Honesty and transparency are the 6. These aren't set in stone necessarily, is what he told me, but this is what so far are the 6 that he's tentatively settled on. So I can give that to you if you want that, or if
Can
you
we
want
just
to make
have
that
a
as part of your
copy?
record. Or
Can we just have a copy of that?
I didn't make a copy for everyone. I just
No.
wanted
I'll pass it around.
saving paper.
I do.
You can make it.
Yeah, we can put it in this.
So what we do is we make this a late handout, and then I'll distribute it to.
And I thought we were also supposed to be hearing potentially about policy to state that officers are required to hand out those.
Yes, it's called.
There they are. But now it wasn't on
I didn't see it on the
so I didn't
agenda,
know
so
if you can still accept this. I thought it was
He
going
said
to
he
be on
was
the
gonna
agenda.
bring
I
it
didn't
this
see it on
time.
there, and then you
Yeah.
said you can't accept new stuff. So I
As a
didn't.
lady.
I don't know.
It's a handout.
Do we need to wait until next
Can
time?
we have a copy in our next packet so that we can deal with it at that time? But then we can give it some thought.
Next time.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll have
I'll let
it
them
on
know
our
when this is done. So the
We'll have it on our
contact cards. Yeah.
Part of
Or
your
the incident-
assignment is
incident
over.
And we'll
information.
pretend like we didn't see it.
Okay.
There's only so much we can handle at a time.
I think, we talk about our values and, when it comes to our police, we always talk about what you guys can do for us, I think also we need to maybe flip that around in terms of what can the public do, to assist the officers, because I think we need to look at it as a partnership. And I don't think as citizens we do that. We see an officer, he or she, you're on your own, and I see thinking if something happens, we all should be, trying to get the best solution, working together to get the best solution.
I agree.
I like that.
So someplace, we might want to put that in writing as something that we need to think about or deal with. How do we make it happen?
Kind of
So we're under old business.
the quote from John Kennedy, think of what you can do for your country.
Yes.
That'll be new business.
You can bring it up at board information time.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Gee, it's a lot to think about there.
Okay, do you have anything that's not on the calendar? You just came to us, that's good. You're welcome. All right.
We don't have anybody?
No?
There is no one.
Okay.
Oh,
Any input from the city council?
Regarding? Anything? No, I don't have anything.
Okay.
did you say there was a hand up?
No.
Oh, there wasn't, okay. All right, do any of the board members have items for new business for next meeting?
Yeah, I think what I said is, my input,
For core values.
yeah, working
What the public
to
can
create
do.
a partnership.
And I would like to put on, we're a review board, but it seems like we're just reviewing negative things. And I have seen on the police report badges, cameras, some things that I think some officers should be complimented on. So I'd like to discuss that too.
I guess I do have a little city council comment on that. Just to let you all know that next Tuesday on the 20th, during the city council work session, there will be, I think, a presentation from the chief following up on our sort of broader conversation on community safety. And I think talking about ways to prevent calls for service and, sort of have the community know when a police response is what they need, or if there's other services or resources that they can be diverted to, I expect will be part of that conversation as well.
Okay. Thank you. Staff, do you have any information for us?
I don't have information, but I do have a question. We still need the summary for the
Yes, we were supposed to do that, and I think we both just kind of.
summary for the community forum.
I thought we did one.
No,
I thought
we
we
did.
ended up with one because there was in one of our packets.
No, we had done. We had agreed. I think it was this. I think the same meeting we agreed to do that and a case, and we did the case, but we didn't do the.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking
So.
of the transcript. I
I
Yeah.
did I send both of you the transcription so you could kind of go from that to,
Okay.
that is not a summary, but that's a,
Transcript.
All right.
will help
Yeah,
you.
We're good
look
with
at that. Yep.
Yep. Okay.
I think I mistook that for taking care of that issue.
And I just want to caution members that we have to make decisions as a board because of open laws.
Not sure what you're referring to.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe you
it
could
just
tell us more about that.
sounds like you guys were working with Tammy for something.
Oh, no, this was this was for the community forum summary. And we had talked about it
Yeah.
before the community forum on who was going to be responsible for writing the summary.
Okay.
So that's, yeah.
Yeah.
And Amanda had volunteered, right?
Yeah, we had. Yeah, we were gonna do it
that was
together.
actually one of our previous meetings.
Okay.
Mandy and I agreed to write the forum.
But then, yeah, I mean, that comes back like everything else does for everyone to.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
assume that it's in good hands and move on.
All right. Does anyone have conflict or approval for the next meetings, next few months?
And I apologize,
I know that I
don't
do,
have them on here, do I?
and Saul does.
Sorry, they are, I'm looking at the,
You are.
July 11th, August 8th, September 12th, and October 10th.
Yeah, look at me.
Yep, I just have August 8th conflict, and that's what you did too? Okay.
so I guess you need to talk about if you want to reschedule that one, or, right?
It's up to the rest of you, how you want to handle it.
There'll be at least 2 people missing. I don't know whether anybody else can.
I can be there. I mean, we need 4, right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
So, we're good.
Did I hear we have a motion?
I move that.
You only need that if you're changing it.
Oh, okay.
What was that?
No, I was going to make the motion, it's okay.
I can probably Zoom.
Well, but you're not counted as part of the quorum.
Oh, okay.
Not that you can't, you still can,
Sure,
you know,
sure.
but you just are not, you have to be here in person.
It's
to be part of
whether
the quorum.
you can find an internet up here.
You don't have to be in person to be in the quorum.
You do.
You do.
Maybe we should change that.
Part of a public meeting. Well, so it was an exception when we were allowed to do them
Right,
all on
because-
Zoom because of the pandemic. So when that
Oh, that was,
expired,
okay,
Yeah.
there was a precedent, but there was an exception, okay.
But I'll just express some concern about that. You know, we voted to, you know, start filming the meetings, you know, which basically is convenient, and it also opens up for more exposure. If we're going to make that change, then we need to make changes in other areas to accommodate that.
Would that necessitate?
You know,
the
like,
change
you know,
in the
you
bylaws?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Well, I just,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather come to the meeting myself.
But my concern is here, you're saying that, you know, you don't have to be at the meeting, you can Zoom.
no, we said the opposite. You have to be here to be counted as quorum.
Right.
She can
Yeah.
watch, but she can't, or any of us could watch by Zoom, but we can't be considered part of the quorum, we can't vote.
But I guess what I'm saying is, do we want to look at maybe getting that changed, since we're moving from definitely demanding in person to accepting that you can Zoom? We're making that change. So if we're going to make that change, do we need to look at the whole picture? You know, like,
I think state law.
you don't have to be here. You can, you know, be at home in your pajamas and be counted.
I think state law requires us to be physically in person. Now that the exception to offering public meetings in person expired, I think state law requires us to be physically present to be quorum.
Yeah,
Okay, and we can discuss this more next meeting.
We don't.
I can make a note to ask Pat and make sure it's on his mind.
Yeah, what would be the process to get that changed? How many hoops would we have to jump through?
So I will add that to new business.
Yeah, that can go on new business for next time.
I'm not trying to be difficult, I'm just saying, you know, progress is kind of a double-edged sword. You know, it has its good part, but then over here it has the negative part. So I think we shouldn't just accept the negative part the way it is. We should look at the whole picture.
Yep.
You know,
And everybody else be sure to be here so you have a quorum. Okay, could I have a motion to accept the schedule?
We're not changing anything.
We're not
so
changing
we don't-
Oh,
anything, so
okay.
we don't, yeah.
So just I'll move to executive session.
Second.
All right,
Okay.
we will move into executive session. And the public- Back in regular session, need a motion to set the level of review for complete.
No.
No.
Move to postpone setting the level of review for
Okay.
2302
Okay.
until the July meeting.
Second.
Okay, and then complaint 2305 is dismissed.
Dismissed because it doesn't involve an our city officer.
Do we need to go back to 2302 and do a roll call on that one?
Probably should.
Okay, let's do that.
Let's do it. Remington,
Yes.
Townsend,
Yes.
Downing,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
McConnell,
Yes.
Meckes.
Yes.
And then I will move to summarily dismiss, what is that, 2205?
2305.
2305, because it does not involve an Iowa City office.
Second.
We're done.
Well,
Oh, okay, I thought you just
Do we
called
have to
it.
vote on that?
That was the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have on here roll call and then down here have,
Yeah.
it says asked, oh, it does say roll call.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's roll call.
Okay, Townsend,
Yes.
Downing.
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
McConnell.
Yes.
Meckes.
Yes.
Remington.
Yes.
There is an issue up here. I cannot see if there's anybody else.
Maybe if you if you hit the square, let's see what happens. And then.
Yep, it says
View.
participants 1, so that would just be you.
Okay. Oh, there we
Yep.
go. That's what I needed.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you for being with us.
Can I
Yeah,
make?
my pleasure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Did we move back to executive,
Yep.
regular session?
Yep.
Yeah.
All in favor? All in favor, say aye.
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 Sorry.
We're adjourned.
All right.